In pre-algebra, section 1.5, we're dealing with words, equations, tables, and graphs. So, they're going to give us a rule. So, make a table and a graph for the rule. Double a number and subtract 1. So, a number would be an unknown. I'm going to double it. So, it would be 2x. And then subtract 1 would be minus 1. So, I'm going to put this rule right in the middle. And then this is my x, and this is my outcome y. Now, here's the thing. For my x's, I'm going to choose. Sometimes they'll tell you, find it for these x's, like find, for 1, 2, or 3, or 5, 10, 20, something like that. That's fine. But if they don't give you any x's like this, you're going to choose. And I'm going to choose, I'm going to go to my default, which would be -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. That covers my negatives and my zeros, so I should get a good look of what the graph should look like. And I just plug it in. The middle is my work, okay? So I go -2, this is +2 times -2 on the inside. I'm going to replace this for x, minus 1. This is 2 times -2, which is -4, minus 1, which my answer is -5. Okay? Next one, I do the same thing. 2 times -1, minus 1, plug it in. Then I multiply first. 2 times -1 is -2 minus 1, which gives me a -3. Okay? The next one is 2 times 0 minus 1, which is 0 minus 1, which is a -1. Next one is 2 times +1 minus 1, which gives me a 2 minus 1, which gives me a +1. And then my last one is 2 times 2 minus 1, which is 4 minus 1, which is a +3. So I have my x's, which I chose, okay? This is my work for my rule, which I put right here, and then my y is my result. So now, once I have that, then I'm just going to focus on my x and my y column. So my x tells me where to move. This is my x, and this is my y. So my x is saying that for my first point, I'm going to move -2 and down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? The next one is -1, -3. So I'm going to move back 1, down 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? My next one is 0, and then move down -1. And then my next one, I'm going to move +1 and +1 up. And my last one, I'm going to move +2 and +3 up. This should give me a line. Now, when you're on graph paper, it'd probably connect each one, and you can use a ruler and whatnot, but there you go. We're going to do one more graph, so go ahead and pause and write this down so that you got it, and then make room for another graph. So example 2 says an assembly line produces 30 boxes per hour. So how many you don't know how many hours there are, so per hour will be our, let's label it H for hour. So that means for every hour, we're making 30 boxes. So however many hours it is, I multiply it by 30. So our equation is 30H. Okay, so this is right equation, 30H. It means however many hours, means 38. I multiply it by 30. So I'm going to put this in my middle box. And this is x and y, middle column. Okay, but this time it gives me which ones they want to find. They want to find 5, 10, 15, and 20. And they want me to graph it. Same thing as last section, except the last problem, except this one specifically gives you the x's. So I'm going to do 30 times 5, which then gives me 150. I'm going to do 30 times 10, which gives me 300. This is 150 boxes, 300 boxes in 10. See, because this is a story problem, you know what each one represents. The other one was just telling you a general rule. This one tells you. So my x's represent how many hours. Okay, so this will actually be H, okay, which is the same thing as x. That's confusing. let's just label this x so that you don't get confused. Because essentially x and y can be any letter. But I'm just going to keep it at x, as you should. So every unknown is x, and this is the number that you input, that you put in. And then y is the number, what happens when you work it out, which is when we multiply it out in this case. Okay? So that means 10 hours gives me 300 boxes. 30 times 15, okay, is, 450 boxes. And this is 30 times 20, which is 600 boxes. Now, the graph is going to be a little more tricky because it's going to take forever if I go by ones. And there's no rule that says I have to go by ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do different patterns, different increments for each. And that's fine, as long as it's the same increment the whole way through x and the whole way through y. For example, my x's range from 5 to 20. So I'm going to go by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20. This would be negative 5, negative 10, negative 15, negative 20. Okay, so if I go by 5s this side, I have to go by 5s that side. Now, my y's go into the hundreds. So to make it easier on me, I'm going to go by hundreds. This would be 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. Now, it's not going to be exact, but that's okay. When you use graph paper, it'll be better. Okay? So now I can graph. I'm going to go positive 5 and up 150. So that's between 100 and 200. I'm going to go positive 10 and up 300. I'm going to go positive 15, which gives me up to 450. So that's between 400 and 500. And then the next one is 20, which gives me 600. And this is my line. Right? So, hopefully that makes sense. Again, it's the same thing as the next last time. And I know I put the unknown as h, but we're just going to keep it as x so that we don't confuse you. When we get into other chapters, I might put in other letters. But go ahead and write this out. Write this down. And try page 35, number 2 on your own. 35, number 2 on your own. And I will see you in class.